This, remember, is the Saudi Crown Prince's second state visit to India since February 2019. Gaurav Sawant also, in fact, our managing editor, continues to be with us. Gaurav, we've been talking about how India really is looking at the momentum from the G20 to then get Saudi Arabia also to sign several key agreements and also a close and warm relationship that both the countries are sharing, Saudi Arabia and India. A lot of business to be done as well, a lot of deliverables from these bilaterals, isn't it?
There indeed is. The Saudi Crown Prince is 38 years old, 1985 born. Both India and Saudi Arabia have invested a lot in this relationship. It's a very warm relationship, and both countries see this as a game changer, not just for the region, but for the world. There are bigger dynamics at play here. You'd notice post-2015, there was a huge investment, that India made in West Asia, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia. Our overall relationship with the Middle East is perhaps one of our strongest pillars, one of the strongest pillars of India's foreign policy. And this is now being taken altogether to a new level. This engagement that we saw, a multilateral engagement yesterday, on the sidelines of G20, day before yesterday, when the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor was signed. Once this is in action, this would actually be a game changer. India realizes it, Saudi Arabia realizes it, and look at the comfort, that the Saudi Crown Prince has with the Indian leadership. With his interactions with Prime Minister Narendra Modi have been extremely warm throughout. The large Indian diaspora that lives in Saudi Arabia. Also keep in mind, 175,000 Hajis, go for Hajj every year, and Saudi Arabia plays a very critical role in facilitating it for India. And this again is something that ties the two countries together. It's a civilizational relationship. It's not, something that started very recently. This is a major, impactful civilizational relationship, Sneha.
Also, as far as the big takeaway is concerned, Gaurav, give us a sense of what really is expected from this bilateral that we're going to see between India and Saudi Arabia.
The agreements on agriculture, the agreements on energy, they are extremely critical on Saudi Arabia, the Crown Prince's visit. And all throughout, the effort has been to widen the engagement between India and Saudi Arabia, to deepen this engagement between India and Saudi Arabia. Because look at every aspect of this relationship, how it's proven to be a game changer. On radical Islamist terrorism, Saudi Arabia stands very strongly with India. In isolating a state sponsor of terror, Saudi Arabia stands very closely with India. And had we seen this in such strong terms earlier, we hadn't. The Saudi Arabia cracked the whip. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, they've cracked the whip on Pakistan's support to terrorism, and they've warmed up to India. Look at the kind of anti-publicity that Pakistan and elements close to Pakistan tried to do before the visit of the Saudi Crown Prince to India. Many arguing that maybe he will not come. Many also saying that, he may stop by at Pakistan before he comes. Pakistan went down on a bent knee requesting the Saudi Crown Prince to drop in before he came to India. But that did not happen. There is no hyphenation anymore between India and China, and India and Pakistan. Modi MBS meet really promises to be a game changer in the times ahead. The Strategic Partnership Council meeting is extremely critical, and that shows how this relationship is being taken to a new level. The fastest growing economy in G20 and the second fastest growing economy in G20. The largest economy in the world, fastest growing economy in the world. When they come together, you can only imagine the positive impact it would have on the two countries, on their bilateral ties, and on the region at large.
That's right. Gaurav, be with us. I'm just going to come back to you in a moment from now. Geeta also continues to be with us. Geeta, just talk to us a little about what is expected as far as both the countries' efforts to, foster people-to-people ties. And we're talking about 2.4 million Indians, in fact, who are, in fact, living in Saudi Arabia, which continues to be rather a cornerstone, really, of the relations between both the countries.
Well, when it comes to people-to-people contact, like Gaurav said, Sneha, there is a huge aspect of not just religious connect between the two countries, But the fact that Saudi Arabia holds key to one of the most important remittances that come from abroad, there's a huge Indian population that lives in Saudi Arabia